Billy has been on an absolute hunt in recruiting over this past few days. So he went and visited DJ, I think it was either Sunday, I believe. And then he went and visited Mark Fletcher, who's the running back that decommitted from Ohio State. It's between us and Miami right now currently. So that one's big. And he went and visited him before his championship game. That's some good stuff. We visited the 12-star, or right now he's 4-star, committed to Pac-12. Jaden Platt, who's a tight end. We obviously know the need at tight end that we've been missing out on. Billy visited him as well. And then what else? Who else do we visit? I have Rusall and Smith separate because they've, to me, been a package deal that we've talked about a multitude of times on here. But we'll talk about him now because he's also visited those two guys this weekend, which to me is just, he's just staying on top of these guys right before National Signing Day and just staying in their ear. This guy is literally flying all over the Southeast on his magic carpet. The guy is humming. And it's important because a lot hasn't happened in the portal. We, like, in a sense of we've been pulling guys through. I know offers have been made, but we haven't pulled anybody in. And I think a lot of that has to do with probably with bowl games, what's going to happen with those kids, where they decide to go. And there's a lot of options. I think it's going to take time for that free agency to happen because there is no like necessarily timeline for these kids to sign. I'm sure the sooner the better, so they can go and get transferred over to the school and get moving and be part of the spring. Go ahead.
Well, sort of. They have to be enrolled by, like, I want to say January 3rd.
Okay, so they before the new semester.
So they do have a small window, yes.
Okay, so it's gonna heat up here then.
Yep.
So I wonder. Look, I mean, because National Signing Day is what, the 22nd, I believe, or 21st or 3rd. It's right before Christmas.
It's yes. It's coming up here in, I want to say, a week and a half.
And then we've got Jordan Hall, who I thought FSU was going to be on the radar, but it seems I don't think he's in us Final Four.
It's Georgia Locke, right? Is it the defensive tackle?
So he it's a defensive lineman, but Florida seems to be making a late run here. Look up to see if his prediction or his crystal ball, which I was going to get frustrated with if we got blown out of the water there. But Jordan Hall, it's out of Georgia, Bama, Florida, and then there's one more school. I thought FSU was going to be in it, but they're not even in the conversation. They weren't even in his Final Four.
Yeah, I didn't think we were. I didn't think we were in.
I thought you guys were at one point, but apparently it's moved on. But no, so he visited Florida this past weekend as well, and he's like, "Look, when I saw the looks in my parents' eyes, it's hard for me to say no." He knows where he's going; it's dialed in. But so Florida's making a run. Yeah, Georgia seemed to be the lock, but now with this, again, this is why landing something like a DJ Lagway is very exciting because guys that were maybe on the fence before are no longer on the fence. Like again, Samson Okunolo, 5-star offensive tackle. Boys and girls, we have been dripping at the mouth for an offensive tackle, and to land this 5-star stud would be absolutely huge. To get his, as of now, we're going to be the last place that he visits before he commits. And I've learned in the past that that's a good sign. And with it being this close to signing day, more than likely it's going to be a lock, obviously. And the last time this happened, Rashada was visiting us, Malik Bryant visited us, but then both those guys went to Miami right before they committed, and obviously we know where they both went. Now, he flipped Rashada, different situation there, but we get the last official visit, and he's already visited. He visited just a week and a half ago, took some incredible photos. So for him to come back again shows that we really want him, and that he's excited to come and visit as well. And now you got a 5-star quarterback back there, as well as a 4-star in Jaden Rashada. You got to be excited to see what's going on here. And we're going to talk about the portal and who we can go get for, like you said, this kind of awkward transition here. We're in those teenage years going into puberty. So we are in that small transition. So we'll see how that plays out. But things are looking back up again when they've looked dim for quite a while.
Look, I mean, you're coming off a 6-6 year. That's not the year that especially at the start of the season that a lot of Florida fans were looking for. It's not the season that, it didn't look like you were going to have coming out of the Utah game. You've had a couple of losses in the recruiting trail. You've had a couple of big wins. You've had a couple of flips. You've had a couple of things go your way and exactly the opposite. It is exactly the roller coaster of emotion that is the sport that we all love. And I can tell that we all love it because we're all in here talking about it. But that being said, look, it's an emotional roller coaster, and you have your ups, you have your downs. Right now, this is clearly an up moment. I mean, this might be the pinnacle of the roller coaster where it hits that ride all the way through. Now? Here's the other thing: you've got the second the first signing day is coming up on the 21st. I just confirmed that. You know that you've got to have all of your portal guys enrolled by the beginning of January. Look, it's going to be a very, very busy month, and a lot of good things can happen. What Billy does with the momentum that this type of commitment could give Florida will be interesting to watch. This could very well be something that he's able to use to just kind of propel a couple of early guys to sign, and then also get a couple of guys out of the portal who were looking for that transition before Lagway takes over.
It could be the slingshot effect, right, where things kind of really set it. And right now, as of now, the current class 2023, I would say 85 or 80% of them are set to sign on this first National Signing Day. So it'll be interesting to see who doesn't sign, and that will kind of let us know, like, okay, who's on flip alert, right? Who's going to be up for grabs coming in February? Because there is some of these guys that are going to be playing. They're going to play into championships and play in some, the All-American football games, just like Harold Perkins was last year. And then they'll make their announcement shortly around that, typically, because there's some more time for them to play and up their rankings up a little bit. So they'll probably wait till that second signing day. I've talked with Marcus Stokes. Obviously, they've pushed their signing day back, to kind of weigh out their options. So you've got players like that that are going to just weigh out their options and see what's available up until there. So